The beauty of a burrito is choice. You can put anything inside it, it's completely up to you. And that kind of flexibility is what led to the breakfast burrito, which I'll be making today. But not all food works like that. In one town in Mexico, people drink Coca-Cola every day. Not because they chose it, but because they don't really have another option. Food usually feels personal. You eat what you like, what you grew up with, what you're in the mood for. And when food moves between places, it changes. Mexican cuisine, for example, is actually pretty structured. There's a lot of tradition behind how things are made. The word burrito literally means little donkey in Spanish. The name likely comes from the way that the tortilla wraps resembled the bedrolls that the donkeys carried across the Mexican countryside. And wrapping ingredients in flour tortillas has been common in northern Mexico for centuries, especially in regions like Chihuahua and Sonora. But traditional Mexican burritos were much simpler than what many people, myself included, picture today. They were usually filled with basic combinations of beans, cheese, and meat, quick portable meals for working class people. When the burrito crossed the border, it changed. It was first introduced in Los Angeles at El Cholo Spanish Cafe. But the modern burrito, the one packed with rice, beans, meat, cheese, salsa, sour cream, guacamole, and much more, took shape in San Francisco in the 1960s and is called the Mission-style burrito. But where did the breakfast burrito come from? Tia Sofia's, a diner in Santa Fe, New Mexico, claims to be the first to use the term breakfast burrito in 1975. But honestly, it's hard to pin down the origin of something that simple. A combination of eggs, bacon, potatoes, and cheese wrapped in a tortilla likely existed long before it was ever named. So whether it started in a diner, in someone's home, or somewhere else entirely, it doesn't really matter. People try something, change it, and make it their own. And that's usually how food spreads. But not everything spreads that way. In parts of Mexico, especially in regions like Chiapas, access to clean drinking water isn't always reliable. Some households only have running water a few times a week, and even then, it's not always safe to drink. So people adapt, but not always in the way you'd expect. In these areas, Coca-Cola is often easier to find than clean water. It's widely available, consistently distributed, and in some cases more affordable. So people drink it, not necessarily because they prefer it, but because it's there. And Coca-Cola built one of the most efficient distribution systems in the world, reaching remote communities. At the same time, water infrastructure in these areas hasn't always kept up. The bottling plants have permits to extract hundreds of thousands of gallons of water a day, while many residents still struggle to access clean drinking water. There isn't just one reason for this, it's a mix of infrastructure, planning, economic factors, even climate change. But the result is the same. In some places, something as simple as water isn't always the easiest option, so something else takes its place, and over time, that becomes a part of everyday life, even if it wasn't meant to be. This is kind of the opposite. The breakfast burrito exists because people had options and made something their own. But in this case, what people drink isn't really something they want. It's something they rely on. One is built by choice and the other isn't.